Make demands in multiple stages. Making demands in multiple stages can be an effective negotiation tactic when used responsibly and ethically. It requires careful planning, transparent communication, and a strong understanding of both your objectives and the interests of the other party. As with any negotiation tactic, the goal should always be to find a mutually beneficial solution that respects the relationship and integrity of all parties involved. Using the strategy of making demands in multiple stages, commonly known as the salami slicing technique, can be a tactful way to navigate complex negotiations. This approach involves incrementally advancing your negotiation objectives by breaking down larger demands into smaller, more digestible requests. Here's an in-depth look at this tactic. Concept and execution. Incremental approach. Instead of presenting all demands at once, they're introduced in stages. Each stage focuses on a smaller, specific aspect of the larger negotiation. Building agreement. This step-by-step process can make it easier for the other party to agree to individual elements, gradually leading up to the larger goal. Creating a sense of progress. Achieving agreement on smaller issues can create momentum and a sense of progress in negotiations. Benefits. Less overwhelming. Smaller demands can seem more reasonable and manageable, reducing resistance from the other party. Flexibility. It allows for adjustments based on the responses and reactions at each stage, providing opportunities to recalibrate strategies. Trust building. Successfully negotiating smaller points can build trust and cooperation, laying a foundation for agreement on larger issues. Risks and ethical considerations. Potential mistrust. If the other party perceives this tactic as manipulative or deceitful, it could damage trust and derail the negotiation. Transparency issues. It's crucial to maintain a level of transparency to avoid accusations of deceptive or piecemeal tactics. Long-term relationship impact. If used inappropriately, this approach can harm long-term relationships and reputations. Strategic implementation. Clarity of objectives. Have a clear understanding of your ultimate goals and how each stage contributes to these goals. Open communication. While maintaining strategic discretion, ensure communication remains open to avoid misconceptions. Balance in requests. Ensure that demands at each stage are reasonable and justifiable to avoid alienating the other party. Adaptability. Be prepared to adapt the strategy based on the negotiation dynamics and responses from the other party. Ethical use. Good faith negotiation. Use this tactic within the bounds of ethical negotiation, aiming for outcomes that are fair and beneficial for both parties. Avoid coercion. Ensure that each step in the negotiation respects the autonomy and decision-making ability of the other party. Long-term perspective. Consider the impact of this strategy on long-term relationships and reputation in the industry or sector.